And welcome everybody to Rebelle Rally Live, sponsored by Toyota, where we are here at the Rebelle Rally Awards Show Gala. And Matthew Johnson, it's raining.
It's raining. It's been raining. It's been blowing. It's been a dust storm.
It's been lightning in. Yeah, so thank you so much for sticking with us. We want to keep everybody safe, and we did have a lot of lightning today. We had a lot of rain, so I know we're late. We apologize, but thank you so much for being here.
Well, what did it take to finally get here? Quite a big event, huh?
So many things. We were over 1,500 kilometers, 56 teams, so many rookie teams this year, which was just amazing to see all of these competitors, start from like, I really have no idea what I'm doing, to then getting out here to Glamis, the sand dune capital of the world, and saying, I 100% know what I'm doing.
You could 100% feel the nerves of the teams when we got here Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, geez, here's where I'll die, in this sand.
Right.
And then they figured it out yesterday.
And for those of you who always come out here to Glamis, you might be in like a side-by-side or a sandrail, and that is a very different driving experience than when you're in, a 4, 5, 6,000.
Cheating.
Oh, yeah. Cheating, side-by-sides, golf carts, cheating. But, you're in a much heavier vehicle. You have less horsepower. You have a less smaller power-to-weight ratio, which means that you got to work extra hard, and you really got to scout your lines out here. It's much more difficult to drive a stock vehicle out here than it is a side-by-side or a sandrail.
Even Nathan on the live crew came to me. He was like, hey, I drove around a bit today, and dude, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of mental work.
Yeah, and he's in a Bronco with the Sasquatch package. So, he's got a really capable vehicle, but it's a different animal when you're out here trying to find your way and navigate through the dunes. I drove for somebody today who had never navigated before, Ryan Kalb. He is the liaison between the Renewable Innovations truck and the electric vehicles, and he learned a little bit how to navigate. Rebecca Donaghy, my navigator, taught him how to plot some points, and I said, all right, let's go. He's got a Bronco Raptor, and I tell you, we went out there to Wash 22, which is what the 4x4 and all of the Rebels did that yesterday. Mm-hmm. He nailed those checkpoints. Nailed them.
Fun stuff. I would love to have some confidence that might happen sometime in my future, but I really got to buckle down and learn to navigate. But here we are at the final gala here of the 7th edition of the longest off-road event in the country.
Right.
Can you believe it's been 7 years already?
No, I cannot believe it's been 7 years. Up on my Facebook, I keep getting all these memories popping up, and I'm like, oh, that was our first car. That was Squeaks McGee. And like, oh, that was the Chevy ZR2. And oh, that was the Rolls Royce that I drove. And it's really cool getting all those memories to pop up. But yeah, 7 years, baby.
I love that we share the Rolls Royce memory, because I drove a media car that year, and she was competing, and it was just like both of us grinning at each other.
Like, I cannot believe I'm driving a $500,000 car in the dunes. This is crazy.
This car costs more than my house, and it's awesome, but I don't know if I can sleep in here. Hey, day after day, week after week, Anyway, I digress. So some of the details that happened this year that hadn't been done before. Checkpoints out of order.
Checkpoints out of order. That was a really big deal. They got to choose their enduros if they wanted to go with something that was a little bit harder to drive or a little bit harder to navigate, although they got the same points for each. And a lot of the people that I talked to, they said, the navigator's job is hard enough already. A lot of them chose on that day to have the harder driving challenge.
Yes, I've heard that from everyone. And they've been asking for harder and harder driving.
Right.
Some drivers said in past years, like, I'd rather be challenged with the navigation because the driving is, like, it's too easy for me because I'm good at it already.
Right.
Those folks looked at us this year and were like, dude, we were off-road this week. So, yeah, it's cool that the event shifts. Hey, I know if you're going to challenge Emily to challenge you more, she's going to bring it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you got to be careful what you ask Emily Miller for, because she will 100% give it to you, and then you're like, oh, I didn't mean this much.
Shortly here, we're going to be having interviews with our top 3 in each class.
Yep.
But speaking of, Tara Lynn and Nina, when they get 100% day, everyone else should grimace, because Emily's looking at that.
That means Emily's going to make it harder.
Like, we need to keep twisting the knob here.
100%. I actually told them, I'm like, you guys got to start throwing some points, because otherwise she's just going to keep making this harder and harder and harder. And we don't want that. If I come back to compete, I don't want that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, it's been a big adventure this week. We started in some of the most remote areas the event has ever been. And just 2 days ago, we were going through the Mojave, and I don't know.
And it was really hot.
Yeah, it was super hot. Totally.
And now I'm like, where is my jacket?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there has been a rain delay,
Yep.
but we're kind of stoked about it, to be completely honest. We're not sweaty. We're like wondering if we need another layer. It's
Yeah,
kinda
no,
nice.
it's been really nice. But, we started up in Lake Tahoe. That's where we did all of our tech verifications. That's where you were so good putting all the stickers on everyone's vehicle.
I'm trying to give that job away. If anyone's a sticker professional, let us know, please. Get in touch with Emily.
Just come and volunteer. We would love to have you. You just need to show up for tech inspection. You would love it. And then we went out to Belmont, Nevada, which was, that terrain out there was so great. It was so cool being near that little town. I know some of the rebels were able to go out to that bar and have some fun and, have a after dinner drink a little bit with those guys up there. And Katie tried to interview somebody and he didn't understand.
I hope you guys get to see that video. I hope it's posted somewhere.
It's
among the funniest things that happened all week was Katie trying to interview the guy at Dirty Takes.
Yeah. So, you can go back. You can watch all of our Rebel Rally live segments. All you need to do, they're on YouTube. They're on Facebook page of the Rebel Rally. So if you'd like to see what happened throughout the rally and maybe you missed it, just go on back and you can click on that and you can entertain yourself for days.
I'll tell you what you might not be able to do is find Belmont. If you start with Google to find Belmont,
do not.
You're not going to get there.
Do not do it. Do not do it. You need to look at a paper map for that because Google was trying to send me way far away and I'm like, I know that's not right.
The top result for me for Dirty Dick's Saloon or whatever I typed was in Sweden. Clearly I knew that was wrong. And I was like, it's going to take a long time to run the Rebel across the ocean and back.
But then after Base Camp 1, we spent a couple of days there. After Base Camp 1, we had our first self-camp marathon leg. And that was really cool because we got to go into those hot springs.
That was cool. That was really cool. Yeah, and all the frogs.
All of the frogs.
The frogs.
How did your son Atlas? Matthew's got his 4-year-old kid Atlas here, who's been running around, and he's just a joy. Did he catch any frogs and like?
No. Actually, to be completely honest, I didn't even show him photos of it. I didn't want him to like I missed it, Dad. Bring me the frogs. Where are my frogs? So he'll have to go next time. That was Fish Lake Valley. That was incredible. What we learned there was there's not many predators for frogs there. And so therefore there's 5,000 frogs in that pond.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then after that, we went down to Base Camp 2, in Dove Springs. Now, that's a big recreational area. There's a lot of different places where you can ride. There's near Jawbone Canyon, Dove Springs, Spangler. We were all up in that area near Randsburg, California.
That's where competitors got to get checkpoints out of order, which was a new thing, and everybody seemed to really enjoy that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And when you're up in Spangler, that's open OHV, so that's why they were able to get checkpoints in any order. But it was a little difficult because some of these navigators, they're not used to doing just a distance and heading and drive straight because normally we're on roads. So I know that was a challenge for a few people, but it was really cool to see the trackers and see which way they chose and like did they actually go in order or did they decide to go backwards or whatever it was. So watching that YB tracker was pretty cool this year.
And it turns out most of them chose the direction you felt was the pretty obvious one. And that was interesting. Moving on from there, big transit day. To Roy's.
Yes, in Amboy, California on the famous Route 66.
Speaking of far out places that aren't close to anything else, chatting with Kyle, I believe, from the family that owns Roy's. Their employees come from an hour away.
Yeah.
From 29 Palms to come to work.
Yeah.
So it's like you really got to reach out to get people to even come to work there. But their idea is to restore that place and be able to have an overnight.
Yeah, there is a hotel there, so you can stay there. There's a little store. I believe there's a little cafe where you can get a quick little something to eat. And it's just really cool. You can look in and it's got the old vintage sign. A lot of the inspiration for the Pixar movie Cars was taken from that area, which was really awesome. And frankly, what I liked about it is that it was really close to my house. So after that checkpoint, after that base camp, I went home and took a shower.
Did you take a nap?
I did not take a nap.
After the train and the train horn? Every, 5 minutes all night long?
Yeah, just train horn. No, man, I got my earplugs in. I slept like a log on this thing.
I did not. Oh, boy, that was hot and
wild. But that was the night that it was really hot, and I dunked my entire, Pirelli shirt into water, and then I just had my own private wet T-shirt contest because that was the only way I was going to be able to sleep.
I should have slept outside. I was wondering if you were going to say that out loud or not. Okay, so there we are. Fun. Where do we go next? I'm lost.
So then we had another big transit day. We had some checkpoint sections. We had another big transit day down here to our final base camp in Glamis.
And so we have landed. and we're here in the sand, and some different skills are necessary here.
Yep.
Remind us about navigating in the sand. Not only is the sand very challenging for the driver, but even if the navigator can figure out where they are in all this sand, the driver may not be able to drive the direction the navigator wants them to go.
Exactly. You know, you might say, okay, well, our checkpoint is just over those dunes, it's at the top of those dunes in, 2 kilometers at the heading of 181. It's like, okay, well, that's great, but I'm not taking my rig up there. So you have to figure out if you can go around and then shoot in. So it's a lot of like coming into the dunes, getting a checkpoint, and then shooting back out. Coming into the dunes, getting a checkpoint, shooting back out.
But fortunately, you can use your binoculars and see the flags,
now,
right?
Matthew Johnson, you know you can't use any binoculars in the Rebelle Rally.
It's a very analog event, and that means you can't even have magnifying lenses. You can have a little magnifying lens for your maps,
Yep.
but not for being able to shoot into a distance. If you can have an analog camera with you, that can't even have a zoom, right?
Yeah, the zoom has to be a specific. I think it can't be more than 10x. So yeah, you're here with no phone. Every time I say no phone, I think no phone, no lights, no motor cars.
Hey, I'll tell you, the cool part is I hear some just really excited teams behind us. It's like the ambient noise keeps climbing behind us.
I think they're all going out to get a photo over the dunes because the sun is about to set. And it is a beautiful view over there.
I love how we're always on camera when the sun is setting.
I know. We're like, well, we'll just keep with you guys, but everyone else is going to enjoy the sunset.
Good stuff.
All right, well, we're going to show you guys a slideshow here for a minute, so check out these awesome photos from all of our great photographers right here on the Rebelle Rally. Welcome back, everyone, to Rebelle Rally Live, and I am here with the second place team from Crossover. I've got navigator Sedona Blinson and driver Lynn Woodward. You guys, I know this is a hard question, but how do y'all feel?
We feel pretty amazing
right
now.
It's
a good place to be in.
So you guys have previously competed in the 4x4 class, and now you guys switched over to Crossover. Like, how was that really weird to get used to, all the different checkpoints and you know, the different feel of your Nissan Pathfinder vehicle?
You know, at first, when we first started out, it did not actually feel all that different. I mean, the only thing for us that was really different with the Pathfinder was we had a little bit less ground clearance, and we had to pick our approach angles a little bit differently, and just sort of go a little bit slower. But we kind of decided at the beginning that we didn't want to baby the car. We wanted to really test the car. That's why Nissan trusts us with their vehicles. And so we really pushed the vehicle as hard as we could, and it didn't disappoint us.
So Nadona
with an S.
We also call her Donut because she's the donut. Anyway, so Donut. How was it navigating with the Crossover? Did you find that it was difficult, or was it a little bit easier because maybe you guys weren't going into such crazy, treacherous terrain as the 4x4s do?
X-Prize really challenged me as a navigator because I feel like there was a lot more blacks, but I'm not sure if that's because there was just a lot more blacks for all of us.
I think there was there were more black CPs for everybody. Yeah,
so in
not
general,
just
that was the challenge this year. It wasn't the car and it wasn't Lynn's driving. Like, Lynn kept us on pace and ready to go. So really, I found like it was just a really fun way to get into the navigation in a different way, and we just went a different path.
Well, listen, I know you guys have been competing for a long time. You guys have both been here with different navigators, but you've been together for a couple of years now. This whole time I'm like, it is their turn. It is their time. And I'm so stoked you're on the podium.
Well, I also have to say, as far as her navigating goes, on day 2, she had a 99% day,
That's right.
which is absolutely huge. And anyone who's done this competition knows how. We saw Nina Barlow and Tara-Lynn Petterett get 100% day before. And both of us, it was funny, that night in our tent, we said, how do they do that? They're so good. We will never, ever get that. And the next day after the marathon, Sedona hands me this piece of paper, and I look at it, and I'm like, this can't be, is this right? Like, is this right?
It's ours.
So we can do that. Yeah. She is that good. And I think that, I mean, this is a really tough competition, and she is absolutely that good.
Yeah, and she gets me there every step of the way.
That's awesome. You guys, you're going to get a trophy tonight. I think you probably might get some stage win little things. Yay! So that's rad. We're going to have a really great dinner by Drew Deckman. So you guys go have a glass of wine, have a cocktail, and we are going to show, I believe, a slideshow or something while we get the next team up here. All right?
Thank you, Emmy.
Thank you so much, Team 216, Team Wild Grace.
And I am proud to be standing here with our X-Cross class winners, Michelle Clark, Melissa Clark, and Christine Benzie. They've been driving the number 200, one of the official Ford Bronco entries of Ford Bronco Sport. This was the first time you guys teamed up together. Tell us about it. How was it being the new driver with Chris sitting beside you?
Yeah, it was hard to go wrong with Chris. I mean, she is a fantastic navigator, definitely one of the best out there. I really love the dynamic in the car. I thought the attitude was great. I thought everything that was kind of very well coordinated. It felt very organized in the car, so I really appreciated that.
Now, I have just a side question. When you guys arrived at checkpoints, you see different teams do different things. Sometimes the navigator gets out and clicks it. Sometimes the driver does. How does that work for you guys? Are you the runner to get out and check it?
Yeah. So I don't get out of the car very much.
You don't get out of the car.
You never see any pictures of me in photo packages because I don't get out of the car.
Yeah,
I do all the work. Not all the work. I do all the paperwork. I'm the paperwork person.
Sure.
And she goes and takes headings and does the clicking, and we record our location, and then I recheck a plot, and off to the next we go.
How was it having Melissa as a driver?
She is a fantastic driver. She's so good technically, and in the crossover on this course, you need technical driving skills because you have to take care of the vehicle, and the Ford Bronco Sport is stellar at off-road driving, and she piloted it like perfectly every day.
It's like she's got some other experience driving or something. Do you want to tell us about that?
I do. I mean, most of my time is spent in Moab, rock crawling out there. We've got buggy on 40-inch tires. I lead Pritchett Canyon for Easter Jeep Safari. I also am a part-time guide at the Bronco Off Rodeo, so I teach other people how to off-road.
Now it all starts to line up and make a bit of sense. Clearly they shot out with quite a lead in X-Cross and kept that all week. Tell us about how the driving and the stages were this year.
Yeah, the driving, there seemed to be even more challenging. I appreciate that. I love that Emily is bringing in and really letting the X-Cross shine. The cars are very capable considering what they are, and we were able to take them in places. I mean, literally, there was times when Chris was like, there's no way that we're going to go up that, and we went up it. So.
You told her to just get her head back down in her papers and hang on?
That's right. I said, I'm chauffeuring you to that checkpoint.
Here we go.
There we go.
Chris, what would you have as advice for other folks looking at doing the Arabelle that picture themselves as likely a navigator? You seem to be very well organized with systems and such.
Yes.
And that kind of reflects your experience in your career, right? What would you share about that?
Yeah, so I'm an engineer, so I like things to be methodical and organized and thought out. But honestly, the first year, it was a mess because as a rookie navigator, you don't know the kind of navigation style that you have developed because it hasn't happened yet. So the first year will kind of be a mess. And then you start to develop the habits and skills and equipment, like if you like your ruler a certain way or access within your cockpit, your office.
Sure.
And that all develops over time.
Gotcha.
And so, and each navigator has a very unique style. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting to compare styles with other navigators over the years as they develop. But as a rookie navigator, just get in there and start getting some seat time.
So cool. If you guys have been paying attention, I want you to know also that Chris Benzie shows up to lots of the Rebelle U training sessions. Yeah. She's around a lot. She does a bit of help. She does some practice. And that's what it takes, it sounds like, to really get to that level. Well, you guys, I just want to welcome you to the evening of relaxing. I know it's ready for some food and some great photos and stuff. So anyway, congratulations winning X-Cross this year.
Thank you, Matthew.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm here with the third place winning team of the X-Cross class, a fan favorite, Team Mountain Subi. And I was telling them earlier, I'm like, I always just associate you guys with your car. And then I'm like, wait, is it Carrie? Sometimes you get so associated with your car, it just all becomes about the vehicle because your vehicle is so great. But Carrie Lando is the driver, Angie Lux is the navigator, and they told me something earlier today, just right now, that Angie, you didn't even know you were going to be here.
That's true. 3 weeks ago, I did not know that I would be here at the Rebelle, so it's been a very exciting 3 weeks.
Yeah. It has.
So what happened there? You had a navigator and she had to drop out?
My navigator from last year, Laura, was we were training to come back this year, and she had a thing that prevented her from coming on the Rebelle this year. So she had to pull out at the last minute, and Angie jumped in and did a fantastic job.
Well, obviously you guys are here on the podium at this navigational rally.
Yeah.
So we've always loved Mountain Subi. I just love the fact that you've done so many great things. What are the mods that you've made since the last Rebelle rally for this rally?
Since the last Rebelle, I've had a bumper cut and a high clearance frame welded bumper installed.
Okay.
So that has helped me get through the obstacles a little bit faster. I don't have to slow down as much.
Yeah.
I also have a torque locker installed, so that helps me with keeping my traction while I'm going through the obstacles, and I have a little bit bigger tires this year as well.
So that Torque Master locker, is that a center locker or a rear locker?
It's a rear locker.
It's a rear locker.
Rear diff locker.
That is
automatic.
so
It's
cool to have on a
amazing.
Subaru.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That really
Yeah.
makes the difference,
It
right?
made a huge difference,
Yeah.
not just here at the Rebelle, but all of my other adventures that I go on throughout the year. I've been able to go through some amazing terrain, and it's been great.
So Angie, this was your first time in the car with Carrie. Did you guys have did you have your communication style down right away, or did you have a few days? Did you need a few days to warm up?
I think because we do wheeling together
Okay.
in our separate
Yeah.
cars normally, and we go out and we are friends, and so I think we kind of understood each other's style going in, and actually we really didn't have a lot of problems at all. It's been a really fantastic week for us, and we've really enjoyed the time. We've had some laughing fits so hard that our stomach muscles hurt afterwards.
Yes, they
sorry
hurt.
everybody if we kept
Nope,
you up.
sorry.
But in general, it's been a
Taker.
really great week. I think we both came in with the same expectations of just having a really great time, helping out others if we can see that opportunity, and just really doing the best that we can, which
As
is
a teammates.
as teammates, and that's the best that we can do. And I think we did all of those things. And
Well, and
I'm
you
pretty
guys were
happy.
really running neck and neck with second place, so it was kind of a nail biter. Like, we knew Melissa was going to walk away with first place. She was way ahead, pretty high in the competition.
Yeah.
But then between
Amazing.
you and Team 216, we were like, who are they? Where are they ahead? Are they behind? What's going on? Who got the black? Who got most of this? So from
We didn't know any of that.
Oh, no. Back here in
We were
basement,
running our own rally.
we were all just like glued to the tracker and glued to that live scoring to see how well you guys were doing on those black diamond checkpoints, because that's what put you on the podium, right? Those
Yeah.
black diamond checkpoints. So, well, listen, we need to go wheeling together.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes, come down. I live near Johnson Valley. We will go out. We will go wheeling. You can bring the Xterra, the Mountain
Yes,
Subi.
Athena, Mountain Subi,
Yep,
and
the off-road
Buddy.
Miata, and I think we're gonna have a really awesome time. But for now, you guys, I think dinner's gonna be served soon. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Again, this is the third place team, Team Mountain Subi, Team 204, Carrie and Angie, here in the X-Cross at the 7th annual Rebelle Rally. Take it away for the slideshow. the winners of the 4x4 class, Team 129, Ms. Nina Barlow and Ms. Terralyn. I might have been saying it wrong the whole week. Petterlit?
Peter Wright.
I was completely off. Terralyn Peter Wright. Now, you guys were in that Jeep Wrangler 4xe. That is the plug-in hybrid, and I'm very interested to know, how did you decide to drive that vehicle? Were you in all-electric mode at any time? Did you go hybrid? Did you go recharge? Like, what was your strategy there?
So we run it in hybrid most of the time. That's the most efficient.
Okay.
So it lets the car choose. We use all electric sometimes for maybe a few, rock crawly portions because you can hear the tires. It's really awesome when you can just hear what the tires are doing. In the dunes, it's all about e-save. That way you have the gas motors already running. So when you hit that pedal, everything's available right instantly.
Okay, so when you have that extra electric motor, you get a little bit more torque, which is what you really want out here. So when you get onto that throttle, you've got it all right there under your right foot, and you don't ever have to wait for it, that's the best thing about electrics, you guys. If you haven't driven an electric vehicle on the dunes or even on the pavement, that is the best thing. Now, Terralyn, all of us, previous competitors and current competitors, you do not get out of the vehicle to navigate, and I don't understand. Now, you don't have to give away all of your tricks, but how do you two work together to ensure that you're able to be as accurate as you are and still not have to get out of the vehicle that often?
We get out sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think we just try to be really efficient. So I'm getting a heading. Nina will get out and get the heading. I'm saying, there's a big cliff up to our left. Yep, there's a big cliff here. Okay, she should see a bend in the road up here. Yep, okay. So we're looking all around. We're using everything. But to be quick with our time, I usually like to be finding it on the map while she's finding it outside of the car.
Okay.
And she can read a map like
That's so. I don't. Do you get car sick? I don't know how navigators do it because I would get car sick.
Nope. Luckily,
I tried for like 5 checkpoints. I was like, I'm ill. We got to switch back.
Now, do you guys ever switch back and forth?
Yeah, we did a lot more last year. This year we had a lot of like kind of rough, faster rough driving, and that just she's like I said, she's really strong. She can read the map no matter how nasty rough the terrain is.
All right. So. Now, Nina, I have seen you in the dunes. You're pretty aggressive. Nina will side hill anything. She took a Power Wagon out here in her very first Rebelle, and you're like, a Power Wagon in the dunes, that is nutballs, and you did really well with it. But like, what advice would you give to anybody when they are intimidated by the dunes?
When they're intimidated by the dunes, it's first of all, the safety has to come first. It's don't drive where you can't see.
Okay.
And so you just got to think of it if you're a skier or a sailor and you're used to just kind of weaving your way, driving in cursive through that terrain. So that you can see around those corners, and just drive with that throttle, nice steady throttle, and actually, I was driving pretty conservatively. There's a lot of times yesterday.
Conservatively.
Yesterday where I would tell her, I'd be like, okay, Nina would go that way, so we're going to do this today.
Oh, so Nina would go this way, but Rebelle Nina would go this way.
That's
Is
right.
that
Being responsible.
I got it. Well, listen, you guys, I'm so stoked for you again. This is second time in a row. You guys have to stop being so good, because if I come back, I don't want to have to beat you. But it's so great to see you guys as a team. I think you work really, really well together. I am stoked for you again. And you got the Bone Stock Award as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to go back to Jeep, and Jeep has got 1 from me. It's got 2 from you. So, man, Jeep is just like cleaning up on these Bone Stock Awards. Again, this is Team 129, Nina and Terralyn. First place in 4x4 category right here at the Rebelle Rally. We've got some photos for you right now.
right. I'm standing here with second place in 4x4 Team 188. It's Laura Weinless and Maria Guitar driving a Jeep Rubicon Diesel. And you guys had a great week. These folks, this is their 5th year competing. They met at one of our Rebel U trainings. What is the special sauce that would have you guys be able to perform at the level you have? Is it the teamwork? Is it the vehicle? What's the thing? Go, Maria.
Oh, it's all of the above. The vehicle's awesome, very capable, and yeah, teamwork. I mean, you can't get here through 7 days of competition without good teamwork.
Great. Laura, and I know you've got a few Jeeps.
Yeah.
I see you in a different Jeep each year, it seems.
Yeah.
Have you competed before in this diesel?
Yeah, I competed last year in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love it. It's my favorite rally vehicle.
Okay, cool. And you had a little bit of drama at Roy's, I believe. The battery had come loose and shorted some things. Is that right?
Yeah, the primary battery was bouncing onto the secondary battery, and then they were arcing each other. And it died right in front of the mechanics, so that was ideal.
Aha, there you go. And now, this had happened before or something?
Yeah, it happened with the Gladiator a couple years back.
So she was so prepared, she had a backup battery riding around in the truck with them all week. It's like you knew a little bit of a hint to be prepared. As a driver, what did you think of the event this year?
Oh, it was epic. It was so pretty, but it was also really challenging. I mean, the different terrains throughout each day. So you go from sand to hard rock to washes and boulders. You just had to be prepared for everything.
I thought the event was really fun this year, and the bits I got to drive, which is not all of it, but it's a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Now tell me also, Laura, how important is Maria's comedy relief into keeping the mental program put together during the day? Because I know she's one of the funniest competitors out here.
I mean, they put a GoPro in our car and we forgot about it for a while, and I'm pretty sure it was entertaining for all of you.
Maybe.
I'll have to have a look for that. Now, Maria, you have a lot of experience being at performance rallies, like where my background with a co-driver in the car, also a different kind of speed event. Do you feel like some of those other motorsport events and having worked for Honda help prepare you for this kind of competition?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Even though this rally is not for speed, a part of what helps us do well and get as many checkpoints each day is to be quick and to quickly decision make and just quickly take in that data, make a decision, go. And so that kind of really does relate to a stage rally situation where it's just like you're taking in information and then you're putting it back out for your driver so they can keep on doing their job the best they can.
Well, yesterday watching you guys through the dunes was really impressive. You were in the rear third of the cars off the line and the third or fourth car back here, having nailed a bunch of points yesterday. How closely were you monitoring the battle with Nina and Tara Lynn? Did you go into the dunes thinking if we take some big risks, we might get it?
I mean, no. We just try to do the best we can every day, and we actually didn't want to take huge risks on day 7. We got everything we went for, and we felt satisfied with it. And it was we were very methodical.
Gotcha.
We just knew where we were going and got it done.
Sounds like you ran your own event, and that's your probably advice to others, would you say?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can't let other people's game get into your head. You have to run your own rally, just stay focused, and you have your goal, and you have to hit your goal. Don't worry about what other people are doing.
These could be some life lessons as well from Maria Guitar, Laura Weinless, our second place 4x4 finishers here for the 2022 Rebel Rally.
Woo-hoo!
All right, I am here with the third place finishers of the 4x4 class, Team 152, driver Becky Brophy and the navigator Sam Barber. And what's cool about this team is this is the first time we've seen a Toyota on the podium, and they are presenting our live show, so good on you. You guys helped pay my salary, so thank you. And this is the first time that we've had just a regular hybrid, because you guys have that cool twin turbo hybrid. So Becky, how was this to drive in the dunes compared to, or how was it to drive anywhere compared to the Chicoy that you guys were in last year?
Yeah, so honestly, the Tundra this year was a dream to drive. On those dirt roads, it was so comfortable, and I could just cruise along, and it was really, really nice. The suspension was fantastic. In the dunes, it had great power, so I could get where I wanted to go. It was super long, so I had to adjust my driving style a little bit. My turns are a little bit wider, so I had to learn how to kind of navigate that. But yeah, it was awesome. I was super impressed and had a absolute blast driving that this week.
And now you guys were in the TRD Pro, correct? So that comes with all the different modes and the better tires, a couple of different little off-road goodies here and there.
Yeah, so we had the multi-terrain select, so you could select sand mode if you're driving in the sand, and it helps with like the traction control and things like that. We had crawl control, and we had the PVM, the panoramic view monitor, so it has the cameras all around the truck. So that was really cool, especially on the tight trails or coming up a hill, over the crest of a hill. I could just flip that camera on and see, oh, the trail goes right, or oh, I'm clear, I can keep going. Right. So yeah, it was super, super handy. It was really nice.
So Sam, because you had a really capable vehicle, albeit a longer one, but you had plenty of power and you've got plenty of grip on those tires and you've got a great driver. Did you send her to some places where you were like, this might not work out?
Yes. I sent her, whether it was up and whether it was really tight. We joke quite a bit about high fives from the trees on our mirrors on both sides.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're a really big truck and a really small trail, but we went after it from day one on anything we thought we could get to.
Well, you guys don't know this, but back here at camp, and I know at home, we were watching that live scoring so close between you and the Rivian R1T, because I wasn't sure who I wanted to win because I wanted Toyota on the podium, but I also have a soft spot for the Rivian, and we would be like, okay, who's got it? Oh, they just got the black checkpoint. Oh, they got one last point. Oh, they got one more point. So you literally caused so many heart attacks. We were so stressed out here. But it was just great seeing you guys compete like that for this third place finish.
Yeah, the competition this year was really, really cool. There was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of twists this year that we didn't get last year. So there was stuff that threw us for a loop. But yeah, it was really cool. But just every day, we just tried to give it everything that we had. So we're absolutely thrilled with the result.
So Sam, when you guys got to the Enduro, where you got to choose between difficult driver or difficult navigation, which one did you choose?
Well, we chose difficult navigation because we were trying to get through quickly. We were running tight on a green flag and close times for the base camp. So we're like, all right, let's do the easy driving, we'll hit the navigation, and we'll go. And Becky gave it her all. It was incredible what she could do through those trails. And it was real, because for me, it was a comfortable ride. I'm like, all right, here we go. This is what we do. But we were really going. And it was a bummer because we were 35 seconds late to that green. And it was just it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But just to how it worked, we wanted to take the X route, that was our plan, but time changed our plan and we went to the easy driving.
Right. And this rally is all about time management, right? It's all about how can you save 30 seconds in the morning? Did you guys ever brush your teeth in the actual morning?
I usually try to brush my teeth in the morning. Yeah,
you're a lot better than I am.
But yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen the footage. I run to every checkpoint.
Yes,
I pull off the trail, I park the car, and I run to every checkpoint.
Yeah,
because
you have to.
If we miss it by 30 seconds and it's because I wasn't hustling, that's crushing.
Right.
But if we miss it by 30 seconds and we gave it everything we had, we can still be proud.
Yeah.
So.
And then that leaves Sam in the vehicle to start plotting your next checkpoint, figuring out where you're going to go. Then you can get in, buckle up, take a drink of water, and say, all right, tell me where to go, Sam. Tell me where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, we're so glad that you guys are on the podium. I am so happy you know, we've finally got a Toyota and a full-size Toyota nonetheless in that 22 Tundra. Sam and Becky, thank you so much for your time. Third place finishers here in the 4x4 category at the Rebelle Rally. I believe that is all of our interviews. So you guys, we're going to have a fantastic dinner by Drew Deckman. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. We'll be right back. Looks like that is a wrap at the 7th annual Rebelle Rally here at Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota, or Toyota, as our fabulous producer Tim likes to say in my ear, because he's from Canada, but we love him anyway. Right, Tim? Right. All right. You guys, I'm so glad I got to work with you.
Same.
It's been really
fun.
fun.
It's been a trip.
It's been super fun.
Tearing backwards through the desert with you and being put in a miniature tent with you. It could have tested a lot of people, but F-U-C-K, I've had fun this year.
But we've got, if you haven't seen it, you must see the video with Katie at Dirty Dick's Saloon in Belmont. It's the funniest thing that happened all week.
Yeah, and you know, we really did mean to film another little like short mini Western video with Katie and I, and Katie stealing my Yeti cup. I'm so sorry it just didn't happen, but maybe we'll do something on social.
To be continued means maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. You guys, we actually get paid for this.
Yeah, I know,
It's amazing.
but we have a lot of fun.
We do.
And we really missed Katie Kunkel. I'm so happy you've been back on the show this year.
I'm so glad to be back.
She's been working the last several years in the background, but in New Zealand and yada, yada, yada. But we're going to have her back next year, hopefully again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you so much. And good night. We have a epic fine dining experience behind us with Drew Deckman, and I cannot wait to go and enjoy it.
I know, you guys. I think we deserve a cocktail after a whole week like this, actually 8 days. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. This is our final sign off from Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. We'll see you in the dirt.
Good night, and thank you.